everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my review for the 4th episode of Season 2 of Stargirl titled Summer School Chapter 4. The description for the episode says, as Pat considers whether he should come clean to Courtney about Eclipso's past, a surprise visit from Crock and Paula catches him and Barbara off guard. After 16 episodes, we finally got an Artemis-centric episode. Her parents were sent to prison and she hasn't taken it well, and it affected her performance on the field. She visited her parents and told them she was worried about tryouts and how she hated foster care, which isn't a surprise because her foster mom is kinda a bitch who is only in it for the money. She at least gets her food, but it's not enough protein for Artemis. I thought the way the kids at school and her foster mom treated her might drive Artemis to join Cindy, but instead her parents broke out of prison and kidnapped Mike so that Pat would help them go support Artemis at her tryouts, claiming that they would break back into jail after that. I love those two so much. I absolutely love the interactions between Sportsmaster and Tigress and Pat and Barbara. I can't believe I forgot that Pat and Croc were becoming friends last season, and I love when Pat was like, oh, we could have been great friends, but you tried to kill me. You know, just a small thing. Croc mentioned that Pat should train Mike, and I feel like that's foreshadowing that he'll join Cindy since Pat is refusing to train him. I also love how Tigress and Barbara ended up bonding over how stubborn their daughters are. We got to see a bit more of Artemis's anger issues throughout the episode, like when she popped an apple after Courtney felt terribly out apologizing. Then Artemis was messing up at tryouts until her parents made it obvious that they were there and she regained her confidence, but that's when Cindy arrived and used the black diamond to make Artemis think that her parents were about to be shot by the cops. Artemis attacked them only to realize that it was actually Courtney. The moment between Artemis and her parents where they told her that they hid the truth because they wanted her to have a better future meant so much to me as a child of immigrants. Throughout the episode, we also had Courtney and the JSA doing research on the history of Eclipso. He comes from the forgotten Diablos Island, which stopped appearing in maps after no one came back. A native tribe summoned the demon and trapped him in a diamond, and the only person to return with the diamond was Bruce Gordon, who was the little kid that killed Rebecca McNider. It's strange because he already had the diamond as a kid, unless maybe it gives him the power to change his appearance. This is probably not gonna happen, but based on the map, Diablos Island is somewhere in the Pacific Ocean between Latin America and parts of Asia. I wonder if Eclipso could be connected to Japan, because Cindy and her father are of Japanese descent, or maybe he was summoned by a native tribe from Latin America, like the Aztecs who were referenced earlier, because Yolanda is Latina and from a Catholic Mexican family. She's dealing with the fact that she committed the biggest sin by killing brainwaves, so it'd be interesting to see her views challenged as she faces a demon from a separate religion. We don't know what part of Mexico Yolanda's family is from, maybe they're descendants of the Aztecs, but this is less likely since Stargirl isn't the type of show to do stories like this. Courtney also did more research at the House of Secrets where she ran into the Shade, who revealed that, as we already knew, he doesn't want to team up with Eclipso, he wants to destroy the diamond. He said there's a difference between bad and evil, which is the perfect explanation for the ISA who had good intentions but went around it the wrong way. Well, Eclipso is the manifestation of pure evil. He also told Courtney about Eclipso killing Rebecca McNider, and I was so glad Courtney didn't get mad at Pat for lying. But then Barbara and Pat decided to follow the stupid CW trope of keeping secrets in order to protect the kids. That made me so mad because it always backfires, and now Courtney's gonna learn more from the Shade instead. Pat mentioned that Eclipso can get into people's heads and make them see things that aren't there, which we saw with Cindy when he made her see her birth mother who she killed. Eclipso wanted her to forget the past and embrace the future with Injustice Unlimited, so he showed her a new version of the ISA portrait with Cindy, Artemis, Isaac, Cameron, and Mike. It's interesting that Artemis seems to be taken after Sportsmaster instead of becoming Tigress like in the comics. Cam doesn't really have a suit, but it looks like it's his version of his father's outfit. Isaac's suit makes him look more like Pied Piper than the Fiddler, and Mike just looks like he's in his emo era. Cindy finally started recruiting the team, starting with Isaac. She brought him down to the lair and gave him his father's violin after revealing that the JSA killed their parents. Then, after Artemis's future was ruined since the recruiter did not accept her due to her temper, Cindy showed up to recruit her to the team that her parents were a part of. It's interesting that she used the love they all have for their parents to relate to them, bonding over a common tragedy. So she'll probably tell Cam that his dad died, and maybe she might kill Mike's mom and make it look like Starman did it in order to recruit him. By the way, when is Starman finally gonna get to Blue Valley? Bev had been trying and failing to repair her parents' marriage and the goggles, but at the end she thought she fixed the goggles, only to find out it was the real Charles McNider who's been alive and trapped in the Shadowlands the whole time. The Shade was telling the truth, and this could be how they bring Jenny back into the story, since Obsidian's powers also come from the Shadowlands. They could be useful, or maybe he trapped himself in there and that's why Jenny could never find him. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. There were some parts last episode that made me worried, but I'm quickly back to loving the show. I'm so glad we finally got an Artemis episode, and I just love her family. They truly love each other. Sportsmaster and Tigress are really campy villains, but I don't have a problem with that because that's how they've always been. They were never revolutionaries like Brainwave and Icicle, or mad scientists for the Axis powers like Dragon King. They just want to work out and commit crime. I also love the Cindy storyline, finally recruiting the team and using the injustice of their parents' death or current situation to draw them into the Injustice Society. Finally, was I the only one who felt like this was the BLM episode? Nadia Tucker revealed that Mark Pedowitz forced all the CW shows to add one in at the last minute, which is why I still think it only worked on Batwoman since it was their season storyline. Superman and Lois did one on xenophobia towards refugees instead, and it seems like Stargirl did ACAB and Stop Asian Hate. We had that cop being a terrible person towards Artemis, then Artemis thought that the cops would commit police brutality on her parents, one of them being a woman of color, and the camera focused on Beth's BLM and No Justice No Peace posters. I might be wrong, there might be an episode about Beth and BLM later on, but I don't see where that could fit into the season. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for similar content. Leave your thoughts on the video or episode in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Goodbye.